COVID person, you need to make a plan, register, and
Everybody, it's been a while. Let me just tell you, like, that I often refer to myself as like, just a farm girl, right? But really no, or just a mom, right? Who sort of jumps online in the middle of the night, who, yeah, during the pandemic spent hours and hours online with people all over the world, but with Silicon Valley folks, just to try to understand and learn and get a handle on innovation. And um, I learned a lot. My interests are a variety of things, but anyway, I titled this um, broadcast as such that I really am here to encourage people to vote. And so just vote. And I want you to vote responsibly. I have a dear sweet, my grandmother is 100 years old. I love this woman. I love her. Just so you know, she doesn't love Donald Trump. She does not. She doesn't like the New York bluntness. Certainly, I could list, I don't know, easily six, but to 12, news media, um, organizations that make him sound like the biggest, uh, bluntest, let's just say, sorry, donkey and not elephant. But here's what I want to share. Like, number one, I really was born in born in Jersey, lived in Pennsylvania for a hot second. I was raised on a farm in Minnesota, and yeah, I've been trying to figure things out for a long time. A lot of my observations about disparity and things that are not in balance, so to speak, have existed for years. Um, but nonetheless, whether you consider yourself a Republican or a Democrat, I do want to encourage you to vote, because many countries do not have the privilege of voting in leadership. Now, I am going to hit some things. If you happen to be a liberal person and, and you don't like my comment about Madam PODUSA on my title, I'm tempted to say just swipe left, right? Because, yeah, I mean, with this technology and the fact that I actually am not married, I'm a widow. Yeah, just swipe left. And, like, this is how we are consuming things. It's TikTok, swipe up or to the left or to the right. And I think that stuff can be really fun when we're talking about who's got talent, right? But when it comes to a Republican and Democrats, I'm actually gonna try to wrap this up very quickly. When I used to work at a corporation, I will not name it, but if you feel like going on in my LinkedIn, you can figure it out. It only has 4 letters. Um, when I was hired, I abbreviated my conversation with the VP of the department that I was hired in, and I knew this man had a lot on his plate. He was important, and his time was the most important thing to me, or to him. And so this man was I actually like to I told him this, I think maybe on 2 occasions, kind of boldly, kind of maybe boldly, maybe a little, maybe fearlessly is a good way to put it. But I told him he reminded me of the boss, but in looks only. In looks only. on Mr. Incredible and The Incredibles. And so when, he's like, "You're fired." But anyway, this man was not like him, like that caricature at all, at all. But actually his physical features were similar to that. So when I was at this organization slash corporation, I was impressed. I was impressed with the intelligence that surrounded me. In fact, it's humbling. And so often I think I have opened my mouth in my life and stuck my foot in it. But it is humbling, and I am honored to tell you that, I succeeded in every endeavor as a corporate HR person slash HR practitioner slash leader slash, I guess I'm going to say stockbroker, but actually I didn't succeed from the people around me in that position, but from the people around me, the big lifts, the big things, implementing an HRIS system, upgrading, or and centralizing segments of a very large benefit suite in order to reduce spend and increase, efficiency, Keynesian kind of things. Um, my first day on the job as a contractor for a different organization slash corporation that had town hall meetings, which I love that we are using that terminology. I say we are, but I don't know. Does the Democratic Party use town hall meetings? I'm just gonna say I am conservative. Okay, I'm shamelessly conservative, but I'm not dumb, and I do not. There's a difference between bigotry and humor, and sometimes that can, sometimes people push the limits on that. But certainly a liberal press, or a press that wants to paint somebody who is from New York or Jersey, probably comes across as very blunt, um, and is depicted sometimes, and can be depicted as racist or what have you. But I'm not here to tell you to vote for Donald Trump. Although um, after I go through this quick list, uh, you know, I mean, I will just say, um, it'll probably be totally evident as to how I'm voting as far as the presidential candidate. I have to educate myself on the rest of the ballot. I'm not kidding. I'm so discouraged with all of you Congress people that have been there for years, Marcy Capture, right? Like years. And I feel like her district is like, I live in a place where stagnation has been it. It has been it. I mean, since I moved here. Okay, and that was in 1988. So, anyways, the year approximately that I was in this corporation slash organization was probably, let me think. 2003 was my, so 2000. I don't know. I'm gonna guess 2000. Well, I guess I shouldn't guess. I mean, it's 2009, 2009, 2007, 8, 9, maybe 8, 9, 10. And I went to, and she's still there, but there is a wonderful, 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 wonderful lady. Her first name is Wendy, who, and so many just bright, intelligent women and men, but bright, intelligent women and guys that work there. Now, I went to her and I said, "Look, I'm just a farmer. This is how I feel. I feel so ill-equipped. I don't want to know how to vote, but I don't understand. I can't make out what is the difference between a Republican and a Democrat. Okay. She came up with a piece of literature that I wish I would have saved. I wish I would have framed it. It was so good. And so anyway, what she did is she basically just did, major issues. Let's just take some like abortion, um um gay marriage, I guess homosexuality or woke. I mean, I'm just going to put all those things together right now just because, and I'm not trying to offend anybody, but because some people don't want to be lumped in there, just like, and I'm just going to say, like, I have plenty of people that have darker skin that do not want to be lumped in with Black Lives Matter. Okay. So, but for the sake of category, abortion, um, woke slash when I think of woke, I think more of like men competing as women, and just that's just a lie. I mean, you didn't there's and then sorry, immigration, guns, unions, that's highly controversial. And the like. So I'm just going to hit each one of these really quickly, because I want you just to vote, but this is going to be a general commentary. And I'm just going to tell you number one, oh, tariffs. That's another thing. Standing up against the absolute milking of America. Okay. Like the wet noodle of a man that we have in the office who undid everything that was done with the backbone of Donald Trump, who is not, let's just say it, not a politician, very much like Ronald Reagan. Okay. Charisma, will joke, um, has that, very tough. I'm going to just say tough skin. I've been asked to run and to be a part of politics, and I just laugh. I like that's the last thing I want. But I have plenty of. I live in a very, I call it a purple area, like where um, donkey slash. I always get this confused. Blue donkeys and red elephants. Do I have that right? That's counterintuitive to me. But yeah, where I can have a conversation actually in my little area where I live, it might just be like every other house, there's just a very big mix. But when it comes to certain things, let's hit tariffs. Donald Trump was so bold and so quick, cut right through all the red tape nonsense with China when he was in office. Okay. Presidents typically don't do that. God bless him. My dad, he just passed away. It's been actually 2 months. Ugh, our whole family loved this man, but him and I would try to have conversations with him. And I'm like, Dad, are you recognizing, do you understand what Obama did? It directly impacted my job. He basically just threw a bunch of crap in and created all kinds of administration, no value. Sorry, the Affordable Health Care Act was the biggest joke. And then all of the administration and the lack of, I mean, there was no value add in that. Okay. That was implemented though. Let's, I guess, tip our hats to the fact that, yeah, President Obama did get, and I voted for him initially. So anyways, I'm so sorry. It really doesn't matter what I think or who I vote for. It is about you and you making your decision. So once again, if you are over the age of 18, vote, just vote. Okay. I'm going to try to see if I can condense this. I'm not very concise, but when it comes to tariffs for like my high school students, tariffs have to do with money that is being exchanged for exports, imports. Okay. And um, it's not the same thing as military support, but there's those things are exchanged too, but tariffs, international travel, okay? And so let's just keep it super simple for me that I need things like foundationally kind of like I don't want to say I just keep it chunky, keep it general, right? Like foundationally sorry China, you have been we have been giving away, you have been taking advantage of us. Boom, we're going to make it more difficult for you to get our things and for you to send us your things. So tariffs, um uh the Democratic Party, they very often play, gosh, I really, I'm gonna speak generally, and I know there's gonna be people that are just gonna argue with me, period. But um, it's more political. And for example, let's just again, this is hypothetical, but maybe it's actually true. But allowing Russia to push around people, push us around, right? Take advantage of the United States and our allies. Okay. I don't even want to say Republicans because I don't know that I strongly believe that even lifer politicians have been able to take this strong stand that I believe Donald Trump took that was value based and in the interest of our country, and I think ethically sound. Again, I'm not here to split hairs. Okay, number two, let's hit abortion. This one's a hot topic. I come from, I come up from a fairly large family. As I said, I say purple because red plus blue is purple. So, but when it comes to abortion, um, the left, yeah, I guess Democrats and the left tends to say, full term abortion, this is a right, it is my body. The right has since what 1971 we have had no the right has had no choice. They are opposed to abortion. Now that doesn't always, we're opposed, but I am a conservative person. If a situation is such that somebody has been, there's brutality, like I hate the word, but rape is involved or something to that effect, and it goes before a adjudicator judge of some sort, I guess. I will not sit here and say I'm against the death penalty if someone is brutally and masochistically or pedophile, things like that. I just have my limits, but by and large, abortion, full term abortions. Here's my problem, just so you know. I guess, yeah, I'll just deal with it. I'm just going to give my take, but or let's just actually, for those of you that I'm encouraging to vote, also research how many weeks. So full term is 40 weeks of pregnancy. How many weeks is a preemie? I'm pretty sure that it could be 28 weeks, but I would really genuinely need to, hit the Google on that and look that up. But so 28 weeks, 30 weeks, 10 more weeks is 40 weeks. So aborting full-term babies that can live and breathe outside the mama's womb. That's what the Democrats are talking about in 2024. That's what this is. Ugh, that's nauseating to me. Period. Think on this, please. As far as the woke thing, I'm going to hit this one as delicately and as quickly as I can. I actually, years ago, had a professional colleague who was a female, went to California, had surgery, became a male. It was very difficult for me. I never mistreated that person. I still was conflicted and struggled with it. I really struggle. I do know a number of of a very dear person. I really struggle with and don't understand a woman changing into a man without doing that whole gender thing, this trans, but name change. Okay, all right, I don't have to agree with it, and I don't, but you know, we have had so many problems with women for years and years and years having issues because of Barbie and like body images and stuff, but like this is taking it to a different level. Now, I definitely I know people who, I think we all do that, like when they're young, you think, yeah, or they, you find out they're gay when they're in college or college age, let's just put it into adulthood. And you go, well, I saw that coming, or sometimes it's not, but like, yeah, this woke thing is to me it's just like a major it's like just let me yank the chain and this is like all about shock. I don't like it. I really do like the whole Black Lives Matter. I kind of like it's kind of right in there. I, I've had I'm going to say very, very handsome, um, you know, man asked me, well, first of all, would I ever date a black man? But I mean, I have been on dates. In college, I went on a couple dates and so forth. But I was told that because I'm white, I'm racist by that man, and somehow, like categorically, this is what is this called? It's like something race theory, but yeah, I can't do that. And actually, like, there's so many studies, and it's just so obvious this racism, whatever the ism is, that's like violence. That ism, it's like the unpredictable, like if you need some further deeper explanation, I'm tempted to say you need to just read some of Malcolm Gladwell's work, but the ism is the like unpredictable thing. It's maybe the outlier or the disease, if you will, that may just be from some other reading that I have done in my years. But yeah, I'm not really for opting into isms. Just saying. Okay, immigration. Hey, I'm all for come to America, be responsible. Okay, I get rid of criminals, and for that matter, magazines, not Vogue, not Self. God, I forgot. I mean, I didn't forget, but like I have a cousin's, by marriage, who worked. I think she still does for the Farmer's Almanac. But then I had an aunt who worked in Greenwich Village for Self magazine. All that to say, when it comes to the left, they say no guns, no guns. I think that's absolutely absurd. Just think about, yeah, I mean, hunting is a sport, not just in America, okay? And so, but I think there should be heavy, 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 heavy tracking of any magazines in this country. I do. I just do. I don't know how to implement it. I'm just saying. And I do think it's very, very, very dangerous to have guns in the house. Anything that can hurt, and that is not now, let's be honest, people's mouths and what the words that we choose shape and develop. But like, when it comes to preteens, teens, and young adults, I mean, I think people should be conservative about guns and weapons. I think magazines should be, I'd like to actually dig into that more, but I'm not for automatic weapons and machine guns and magazines. um yeah, if you've got a kid that's really struggling, that maybe is volatile, or I mean, just let's be honest, parents, sometimes there's marriage problems, sometimes there's mental health issues. But if there's anger and or concern about tempers flaring, anything like that, as a parent, I want to not have guns, not have knives, not have weapons that can be used to hurt somebody. Just saying. And same with the whole spirits thing, which, oh, speaking of being a naive farm town girl, I didn't even know that spirits meant hard liquor, alcohol, whatever, bootlegging is something different, and so is moonshine. But yeah, all that stuff is really hard. I'm not into that. I'm much. I mean, I'm not gonna lie. I mean, I've sat and I don't know, had whiskey and bourbon and scotch with people, but that sounds so snooty patooty, hoity toity. Ugh, that's not really me. I've never even gotten into that whole cigar barbecue thing, but I think it's kind of a cute little twist on words. So, and then finally, I'm going to talk about unions, which is I am nestled in like union country, and just by my body language there, you should be able to tell that I think unions are ineffective. That being said, I'd be willing to talk about this extensively because the majority of the workers that are unionized are women. We're talking teachers and we're talking teachers and we're talking nurses. And then you got the automotive guys and the labor guys and such, but I think unions have long outlived their lives. I feel like there's some things that we can just totally eradicate in this country. And if we have human resources professionals and CEOs and CFOs that are following the laws, you don't need to have such heavy, sorry, attorneys, legal departments, and these godforsaken unions that are sucking as many dollars and doing very little for on a percentage basis for their for their people. So I'm not going to list them. I'm not going to go into it, but I could give you some good arguments and good examples of how ineffective unions, and I know that's such a democratic thing. Unions. I mean, heck, Hillary Clinton, I was shocked. She was coming to Toledo region, which is where I live, and I mean, I told my kids, "Hey, Donald Trump is coming. Hillary Clinton is coming. I want you to come with me." As it was my in-law, my mother-in-law, and then her uh, um, brother and sister-in-law. We went to the Trump rally together. I didn't stay with them though. I tried to get as close up to the podium as I could. But all that to say, yeah, gosh, if I could only have that list. And Wendy, if you happen to see this, I'm tempted. I probably won't tag you because it's just too much work, gosh darn work, and from a technology standpoint. But I would love to have like a list out there that kind of help young people or people that are confused to really understand. I think that kind of boils down to pro-life, pro-choice. And I am super disappointed to say that people in my life have shocked me in that, like, pro-choice is pro-choice to the extent that I feel like murder is occurring, and that is based on, yeah, the sheer fact that at 20, I don't know, 28 weeks, 20, I'm guessing 20, maybe 26 weeks. I mean, we've seen little babies grow. And so, and there are people that want to adopt, and there are loving people that are even willing to. And I know one who, the people at her church put the mama who was indeed stuck in addiction into a safe place, in the living place in the basement of a church member. And, you know, there's kind of oversight, like, yeah, what a good mama bear she is. Mama and Papa Bear. But yeah, there's some major issues when it comes to addictions, when it comes to social issues. I don't know why we're talking about or even allowing men to participate, biological men to participate in women's sports when alcoholism and drug addiction are ravaging and destroying the homes and the families. So I say bring it back around, and I'm speaking, actually, I'm hoping that like all my friends that are Muslims haven't turned this off, because I have, I don't know, a considerable amount of friends that are, and people that are from other countries. Some of them are more conservative, some of them are not, but some of them that are not are actually from countries where there's it's not socialism. And um and a dear one friend of mine is from a country that is communistic. And if I think about, and I've traveled Europe, but talk to Europeans, you start moving into that socialism thing, it moves quickly into Marxism and communism. Now, I do feel that we really can, and I wish and hope that if Donald Trump gets into office, that we can have some real conversation about, like, the Japanese way is Keynesian. I think Peter Senge, like, there was this book that was like about this big. I don't know, I can't remember how much I got through it, but I was gonna hit it. I was gonna hit it hard. This was before I even got my business degree. But yeah, Peter Senge. But anyways, Peter Senge, I think, goes into some certain things that are Keynesian, but the Japanese way is more Keynesian. Now, I did a little mini study about Japan this year, and there are so many reasons for America and Japan to be, I think, collaborating. I mean, I think that we should be trying to figure out certain social things, such as something that is torn, crushed, and ooh, shattered my family. Which, but the suicide rate in Japan is about, like, on a percentage basis, right where America is. So those are the important social conversations I would like to see being had and talked about on the political podium, so to speak. Not not this, not killing babies, not eating cats and criminals, and God help us, because we have to do something. We got to protect our people, our young people, from these magazines. There's I would love to hear from anybody, in any one of you in the NRA, or any one of you. Yeah, to me, as a, like, I consider myself like a mama bear, mothers against drunk driver kind of. Like, I was sure I heard a gunshot when before I went into, I was subbing one day, and in a city school, and I mean, I was so angry that, like, we won't allow marijuana dispensaries, within a block of the schools, but, we have, convenience stores where people go in and they're buying alcohol, and slimy, icky, sorry, people get to come real close to the school because there's a convenient mart right there. I felt like we should all the that I should organize a Mothers Against Guns, and I mean, I honestly felt like I had this just extreme, like, vision of all these moms and me, like, going and sniffing out that MFing gun, because I just don't believe guns should be, unless they're being, that guns shouldn't be allowed in schools, period. But we've got to do something. Every single school shooting has resulted or occurred because of magazines, and so much is kept out, in a way, or things are kept out in a way from the public at large. But yeah, and let's just be honest with you. Any person who's insane, young or old, with a magazine in an automatic weapon is a dangerous situation. Um, if you will, father issues, if you will, mother issues, if you will, bullying issues. Yeah. We say domestic terrorism. Yeah, school shootings. That's what that is. But so anyway, I'm rambling at this point. Sorry for going on and on. Oh, I'm not even sure if I activated whether I could take questions. People don't usually, when I go live, people don't usually jump on here. But I thank you. I thank you. My name is Jamie Thor. I am the CEO and founder of Thor Wellness Group. Um, I do coaching, consulting, and give commentary about wellness. And let's just say, I mean, I'm just gonna, just for the sake of this, and being a good citizen, right? I mean, my 20 plus years in corporate America, corporate citizenship, ethics. I mean, I was going to become an attorney. I still kind of wonder if I should be. um, Sometimes I wonder if I should just go into art. But anyway, art therapy. I don't know. I'm gonna have to figure out what I'm gonna do when I grow up. Lord knows oh, the other thing is student loan. Yeah, I mean, I would love to have a deep dive with an economist, and really see if I can get my head around what we've got going on in the economy, because the mitigating, I'm going to call them, maybe mitigating is not the right word, but like the new arrivals, I mean, every world government is printing money like crazy, and the whole globe is, in this crazy deficit. But there's this shift when it comes to not NFTs, but cryptocurrency and Bitcoin. Bitcoin, I'm telling you, people, it is here to stay, but it is not backed. It is not backed by gold or sterling silver, which is, I'm using, the British sterling silver and, the gold standard as the underlying. I'm not exactly sure what the yen is, and or and any and all global, but oil, like the whole idea of money having value, um is that it's backed by something of value like gold. Now, we got rid of that when I was born in 1971. So again, idea, it's all about trust. And so, oh, and then the other thing that I would love to dig into, by the way, go vote. By the way, if you're not registered, gosh darn it, get registered to vote. But I think everybody, I could be mistaken on this, check this out, but I think you can go vote ahead of time. You can get a ballot, kind of see what's on the ballot, but you can go vote before election day. Just go down to precinct and vote. I might just do that because I've already decided. I like to say, I land like X marks the spot. I land on, I love Jesus too, right? Like, but I land on the cross, or at X marks the spot. But I just hope that I'm not one of these super haughty, judgmental, and like not fair and not reasonable people. And that's the thing that drives me the most insane when it comes to having conversations with people on the other side, if you will, the Democrats. Um, I haven't met Marcy Capture, but I often would say to my children, well, I mean, take for example, when blessed, like, Nancy Reagan died, and I mean, President Trump did not go, as he didn't snub him, but he didn't attend. But there were so many global and political people who showed up to support the Reagan family. And so, can we just get back to the fact that our politicians are people? And I don't have malice and hate. For the Obamas, I am not a fan. I wasn't a fan of Bill and Hillary Clinton way back in 2001, I think that was. Super disappointed in Bill Clinton still. But even Hillary's, what it appeared to be, and I know that is probably could be biased, but I never heard Hillary say, I'm staying with him because I love him. I somehow got this message like, I'm staying with him because I want to be president of the United States. Uh, so, anyway, one more thing, Donald Trump, if not that you would, but if you, if you happen to be, if you listen to what people say, yeah, I don't know why you didn't think of this earlier, but about a year ago, not a year ago, but well, about, I don't know how many months ago, I came up with this thought like, love trumps everything. I have seen more and more, and I'm glad, and I hope we continue to see you and your lovely wife. I mean, I don't know your wife. She actually seems really shy from a personality standpoint. When I think of, like, for example, the Royals um, and such, but loving on people. I see lots. I see hugs and kisses and like pledges of allegiance, prayer in public, honoring God. Like this country, again, I have friends that are Muslim. I know people that embrace like Buddhism. I can honestly say I'm so glad that I can have conversations about Native American religion, Hinduism. I mean, we study these things. In America, our universities hit these things. But when we are like going to a point where we're on a dark side and we're living in the dark, some of these things that I've mentioned, um, scary. It's scary. So, be fair, be reasonable. You can comment, and/or if you want to get in touch with me, register. Um, but I need to sign off, and I'm rambling. But um, I'm actually going to quickly close in prayer, though, because I do think that it is remarkable that we currently have a person, a man, who I think has a tremendous backbone and who has tremendous business sense, who is not a politician running for president of the United States of America. And there are plenty of people who hate people that are billionaires and millionaires. But if Donald Trump, if President Podesta, if Mr. Podesta, Mr. President of the United States of America, POTUS. I always want to say Podesta, but it should be POTUSA or POTUS. Madam Secretary is where I'm stealing that from. But yeah, we need people operating, and I wince because we have Congress people that are, I mean, why can't we just, come on, attorneys, why aren't we just looking to have, how do these Congress people, the insider trading that goes on, the knowledge, that would be, you know, deemed and technically considered insider trading that goes on is incredible, and it's very hard to prove. So, as far as the Fed, there's tight regulations on these things, but people that are in government, and I think many of them just, they know how to get around the rules, and it becomes a common practice. So I'd like to see us, yeah, I don't know, somehow figure out, yeah, integrity, do some sort of, yeah, ethics, integrity, character, mm, judgment, and as far as allowing people to stay in office when they're acting like, yes, the Epstein, ugh, the scandals, ugh, the even, like I almost said even the Clintons, but that was just so disgusting. Bill Clinton, apology or not, that was your behavior was not only unacceptable, but like, yeah, going on the Oprah Winfrey show and apologizing for your poor behavior. I don't know. It just didn't fly. It doesn't fly with me. That just doesn't fly with me. We screw up. Yeah, people make mistakes, but like that was just down and dirty and absolutely just disgusting. So um anyway, I hope that you have a beautiful day. I need to go to bed. I haven't been sleeping well. I've been having tremendous headaches, but I need to get to bed. It's about 2:30 in the morning, but I just want to encourage people to go vote. And thanks for staying to the end. And like I said, presidents of the United States of America is not going to let me make a little bit another fun, like Donald will not trump God. um Kamala will not trump God. Whoever gets in office, God is in control. And so if that is offensive to you, like get curious, start reading the Bible, start hit the Quran. Yeah, gosh, I try to read some of these Hindu stuff. I got so confused. That's a confusing religion. Native American, Catholic. I mean, there's so many things to learn about, but people like operating in this very shallow, superficial, um, hardened, shallow opinions and encouraging late term abortions and taking all of the shotguns away from our hunters. And yeah, some of the stuff is just, it just doesn't seem like it makes a lot of sense. I mean, what do I know, right? Yeah, I was in HR. Yeah, I did investigation. Let's see. mm, I'm going to really quick see if I can. This is not a pitch, but okay. In my first HR job, OCRC claims, how many did I count up? Gosh, it's so long ago. I don't know if I can remember. Hundreds and hundreds of OCRC claims, Ohio Civil Rights claims. Never once did I lose. Um, we did not have a union, but we operated in very, very strict fashion because actually my boss was from Toyota and my boss helped keep me in line because I was super, super tended to make exceptions and be a big softy. I really learned what happens in law and how you, if you have good reason to make fair and reasonable decisions, put that in front of a judge. There's, you know, consideration sometimes. And I even had to eat the gravel of, sometimes it just made no sense when they would find in the employee's favor. But okay, who cares? So unemployment claim. Oh, that's what it was. Unemployment claims were the most. OCRC claims were the second most. And then let's see, OSHA claims. I feel like I should lump OSHA. I don't know. FBI investigation. I was there during, September 11th, 2001. Police investigation. I'm going to lump those, I'd say a handful of that. The only time that the attorneys seemed to shudder or show any concern at all was the labor relations when we had I spearheaded a successful um Yeah, interestingly enough, we have one newspaper in this region, only one. It is nauseating. These two brothers aren't even from Toledo. They don't really care about Toledo, and they're bullies. But anyway, one of the Black brothers came in to the office. My colleague Jill was promoted, so she was sitting as the manager. Then I got promoted to the manager after she left. We both sat in the manager chair. Anyway, he came in and tried to intimidate, bully. It was nauseating. Why am I going on and on about this? Oh, because of the National Labor Relations Board. Yeah. And so yeah, I did hundreds of investigations. Unfortunately, here's what I wanted to tell you. So when I started, there was 20 to 50 people. I don't know, somewhere around there. Probably, yeah, 20. And then we ramped all the way up to, so we only had one shift. And then we ramped all the way up to 1,100 people. And I just could not, I was trying so hard to have the policies, procedures, job, like, gosh, not only do we have to do job descriptions, then we had to have job aids for each job. It was so freaking annoying. So we ramped up to 3 shifts, 24/7. Yeah, 365 or 363 days a week. I mean, yeah, a year. So I'm pretty much closed for Christmas, closed for New Year's, maybe Christmas Eve. And then, or maybe just even a short shift. So anyways, 24/7. Oh gosh, sexual harassment or gender discrimination claim. That attorney has such a big ego too. Let's see. Anyway, oodles of unemployment. Workers' comp. Oh yeah, I actually went in with all my evidence. Went in front of the Employment Commission. We cannot do that any longer. You have to have an attorney do it for you. This community is union and like heavy in the attorneys. It's kind of nauseating. I think that the Block Brothers and the Block Media and the Blade, and I know, it's all we got. I know. I've had attorney friends of mine say, yeah, you can't get certain information unless you get it from the Blade. But I feel like the attorneys, they're kind of in bed with, the newspaper here. It's just we're stagnant. I would just love to see some major change in this region. So sorry, Marcy. And um yeah, I think you should go. Actually, I do. I actually would like to see this whole region shift back to Republican. I was never here when it was Republican. I am told by my friends that are more conservative that in the Republican years there were many, many, many more employers, corporations. And then, of course, I actually was employed at one of the corporations that had to move out of the Toledo city limits just because it is not friendly, from a tax standpoint or corporation standpoint. But like IBM left. I mean, so many places left. I mean, there's such a shift. We got crypto. I'm sorry, even though, Amazon is saying no more remote work, which this is so dumb. That is so dumb. Yeah, Bezos, dumb. But you know, we really need to look at a better way to doing this. When this whole churn thing, we in our corporations, and then we go. Can we stop binging on our people? It's like bulimia. It's disgusting. I don't know. I think there's a lot of better ways, but what do I know, right? I'm just a farm kid, right? Born in Jersey, lived in Pennsylvania for a hot second, grew up in Minnesota, landed in Ohio, thought I was going to leave. Still here. Raised 3 kids. Human services professional for 10 years, HR professional and there's overlap, 20. And then even substitute teacher in 5 districts, and also HR in a online, let's call it company/corporate school very interesting company. They've got their share of I'm going to call it malfunctions, and I was shocked when I started working there how political education really, really is. But, and then, of course, actual true education, working and walking and being a substitute teacher for pre schoolers all the way to the 12th grade. In, yeah, foreign language, gym might be the hardest thing to sub for. If you're a substitute teacher, skip on the gym class. Those kids, music and gym can be so, so, so stinking hard. And many times when there's a sub, kids, yeah, I mean, you're dealing with trauma, but you also, unfortunately, when you're dealing with kids that have been traumatized, many times they're tougher, they're more aggressive, and they bully. And so they see an opportunity, and there's a whole psychology. Yeah. Guess you just got to be tough skinned to do anything in America. Well, good luck to you, Donald Trump. I have not, and oh, wish I can see my bone here. I have not seen you. I've not gone to. I probably need to sit and listen to your campaigns. I went to both of the Trump rallies back the last time when you came to Toledo, Ohio. I can't remember where I got hung up, but only twice in the two times, everything made such good sense to me. Granted, I had just graduated with my, MBA from the University of Toledo, executive MBA, and had done, not only have I worked international business, my HR roles, and set up and done things like, work with people in China and in India when we were setting up the www, not the Wild West, but the web. I had 7 unique experiences in Europe that were not only business related, but historically valuable. So I appreciated that. But I also didn't touch on this much either. My student loans. I'm still working on mine. I'm chopping the wood. I got my own bills and business, and I'm trying to make things work. And I am, yeah. But listen, for all of you that need, just let me give you a little bit of hope experience. What do we say? Experience, strength, and hope. Hope, experience, encouragement. Anyway, it doesn't matter. It's pushing 3:00 here. Oh, sorry, rambling, but I'm gonna do my Sheryl Sandberg here, like lean into this, right? So, yeah, I'm just gonna close in prayer. That's just what I'm gonna do. Heavenly Father, Lord, I pray for this country. I pray for all of the people, all of them, young and old. I pray for all the voters, and I pray that people would get curious. I pray that people would register for a vote, and I pray that people would go and vote. I pray that people would try and like do town hall, not try and do town halls, but try to get to know, like make an effort to get to know people that are in their respective their Congress people, right? Whether it's the House of Representatives or the Senate. And yeah, I just pray that, I thank you that President Trump he's amongst the people. He's doing town halls, and it's just blows my mind that there would be any question about his security that we've had. I just pray for a hedge of protection around all the people in America, all of them. I pray for those that are angry, who are ignorant, and who are insane. And I just pray that we would have a watchful eye for people that are in that, I'm going to call it an ism state, the insanity. I pray for, God, how can I say this? I pray for families. I pray for the dads and God, I pray for the moms, especially the single ones, the single moms, and I pray that they would recognize and realize that yeah, it's a vulnerable thing to be a single mom, but like being angry, is passing that anger and, if you will, ignorance on to the kids. So I pray against addiction. I pray against alcoholism. I pray against the sex trade, prostitution. I pray against infidelity and, people sleeping around. And the reason I'm doing all of this is for the sake of the children. I pray against magazines. I pray against any hostility that really would or has manifested in violence, and I just pray for healing for us all. I think that we should be more diplomatic when it comes to these conversations, and so I pray for hope. I pray for anybody that's grieving right now. I'm gonna single out. I'll try not to cry, but I'm gonna single out people that are grieving from suicide or addiction issues, overdose, drunk driving, alcoholism, intoxication. And I just pray against all these things, Lord. Would you please do something in this country? Like, breathe on us, like, blow and just pray that you would just change things for the better, and that the press would just stop the hate, and just somehow there would be some standard, and somehow we can just squelch the sensationalization of hatred and division. And Lord, let us, those of us especially that are curious, be given insight, be given your leadership, God, and may we live, behave, and vote as you would. For you are the highest creator with the most integrity and infinite creativity and innovation. You are mighty God. And I pray for this whole blessed world, this whole world that you have in your hands. Jesus' name. Protect our people. And I pray that everybody would have a good night. Good night. Trying to find my switch for off. It's been a long time since I've made a video. Top chat. No, it says top chat. It's not there. Oh gosh. Anybody who hasn't seen Who Moved My Cheese, go get that book right now. Anybody? Anybody? Bueller? Come on now. How do I turn you off? Let's just try this. I do not have any kind of voice activation on, but would you stop recording? Sometimes my phone listens to me. Heart. I mean, I would love my own podcast or my own streaming. Ad. Some sort of smiley face. Oh, maybe I'll just have to ask, like, chat. Okay, ready? AI. Hi. It's not working. I'm trying to see recommendation. Hi. How to this is ridiculous. Stop. Live YouTube stream. Please. You guys move my button. 5 prawns, Tansley. I don't know, man. Should I just slam the whole thing down? As in just leave? Okay, leave site. I might just have to do that. I really don't want to give myself a thumbs up. Oh, for heavens to Betsy. Come on. See. Betty Boop. Come on. Oh, for the love of Marilyn Monroe. For crying out loud. Ah. For crying out loud. For the love of Madonna. For the love of Pink. I like Pink the best out of those three. I think I do anyway. I definitely like her song. Okay. I'm thinking, stop. I don't want to go into music mode. Edit. Oh, end stream. Jeez. Should have had a V8.